And what I love most about this series is that as you keep watching, it just keeps getting better and better as we learn more about Robin, the character that you play.
Mhm.
What was it about her that attracted you most to the role?
Her personal and public and moral complexity and slipperiness, and the fact that she kind of lives in this sort of slight gray zone where of frankly moral relativism, but that it also isn't just because she's crazy and nasty, it's because she actually has a lot going on sort of in her private life and in her family of origin life, and like, you know, she comes by her dysfunction honestly, but it's just there's just so many layers and so much complexity, and I don't like playing people who are just kind of simple and nice all the time, because I don't find that to, I mean, that doesn't reflect most people. I mean, maybe the nice bit, but you know, humans are complex. And I always love material that allows women to be complex and imperfect, but also incredibly strong and powerful in their own right. And that's always a big draw for me. And Robin ticks all of those boxes.
Speaking of complex, this series is really complex. There's so much to it. How would you describe it to people who haven't seen it yet?
It is a very darkly, very witty look behind the curtain of the sort of sordid aspect of crisis management in entertainment and public life. And but you know, you've got your sort of client story of the week that is that kind of keeps the new blood flowing each week, but also the benefit of it not just being episodic. So you do have these interesting character through lines that you're also tracking. So you get the fun new thing every week, but you also are really checking in with that main group of really badass women that you hopefully are falling in love with, even though they do sometimes a bit questionable stuff. And it's kind of the best of both worlds to me. And you know, and also I love getting to be part of a really amazing ensemble of women who are all completely different and bring totally different, beautiful, talented, creative amazingness to the table. And that our whole kind of chemistry together is just a really off screen. It's just a very empowering thing. And I think that translates onto screen, and people seem to really enjoy getting to be kind of part of our little clique.
I love the entire cast. They're so brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
What can you tell me about them?
I mean, literally, I could speak for hours about each individual member of our cast and how brilliant they are. I mean, our main group of women, obviously, the boss, Sophie Okonedo, who is just a goddess and is sublimely talented. And I mean, because she's nothing like Caroline in real life, but as soon as she steps into that role, everybody is absolutely terrified of her. And then, you know, the office ladies, which is Lydia Wilson and Rebecca Benson, who play, you know, we're the little sort of trio. Then Genevieve Angelson, who plays my sister, who is just a powerhouse of a creative force in and of herself. And she doesn't get a ton of time, you know, because she's not in the office stuff on screen, but that connection that she and I really have like off camera as well. And then just sort of creatively how well we clicked, just is extraordinary and rare and beautiful. And I mean, I could literally, and then all of our guest cast, and we're so spoiled.
This is filmed in London. How different is it to film something like a TV series in Britain as opposed to the States?
I mean, I've worked a ton in all over the world. You know, it's things are slightly different depending on what country you're in and what the sort of specific rules of filming and things you can and can't do, and where you can and can't do them, and permits and this and that and logistics. But ultimately, you're still just you're getting a creative family together, and everyone's busting their ass to tell the story because they really care about it. So at the end of the day, not that different. But always it's always fun, and London itself is basically a character in the story as well. And there's definitely challenges to shooting. I mean, I've shot stuff in New York, which has a similar kind of energy, where you cannot control everything that's happening around you in a big city, and most of our stuff is location, and that adds a kind of level of intensity and sort of slight kind of heightened anxiety, nerves, but also in a good way, because like your energy is always really, really high, but that also really matched the show. And yeah, it's just and that's where the show lives. London is part of the show.
Definitely. Your husband Stephen directed 2 episodes this season. How different is it to work with him as a director as opposed to other directors?
I mean, I love working with other directors, obviously. He directed quite a lot of True Blood in the latter half of the series. He directed me in his feature directorial debut, which I also produced with him. So this is the 3rd job we've worked on as, actor and director. And we have a really amazing shorthand and sort of creative symbiosis that is just a real joy and real luxury, and I love working with him in that capacity.
Are there any plans for him to play a guest appearance at some point?
Well, we don't have any official information on season 3, so but if things align correctly, that would not be out of the realms of possibility.
So while you're filming Flack, does the entire family come to London with you?
Yes, but he's English, and we have all of our extended family on his side over there. So it's we maintain a home there as well. So we have a whole massive extended family over there. So yes, everyone packs up and goes.
Right, that's awesome. And finally, what is next for you?
Well, I just finished shooting a movie called American Underdog. It's based on the life of Football Hall of Famer Kurt Warner, who I don't know if you are familiar with, but he has this amazing real life sort of rags to riches. I mean, literally underdog story of like all ages. I just finished shooting that in earlier this year. I am about to go off and shoot something else, but I can't talk about it just yet because we haven't finalized things. I got to do it. I did an episode of Modern Love, which is another Amazon show, right before Thanksgiving, which is an anthology series. And that's, I think, coming on the air soon too. But it's been interesting with having our business having shut down for an entire year. But it's just been such an incredible blessing to get to go back to work at all. And things are slowly kind of getting back up and rolling. And so that's what's on the plate right now. And then, hopefully the world is sort of heading back towards it being less arduous to do things like shoot film and TV. And there will be more, but I'm very lucky to have gotten to work at all post-pandemic.
It sounds like you've been very busy, which is a great thing. And
it's a very high class problem.
I hope you stay busy and we get lots of great entertainment coming from you and everybody in the entertainment world. It's been such a pleasure talking to you today.
Likewise. Thank you so much. Thanks.